Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming and inviting me to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today, for the next few minutes, I will share with you. We are doing a series called Life Lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are all leading a tough life. Everybody is like, is there anyone here who has no problems in life? We all have enough problems. And Srimad Bhagavatam is a solution. It's interesting. Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken 5,000 years ago. Amongst the sages gathered at Naimisharanya. And Srimad Bhagavatam promises to contain solutions to our life's problems. You may say, but I am paying a lot of taxes, or I am not getting a good house, or I have lost my job. Will this problem be solved by Srimad Bhagavatam? Interesting. So we'll discuss how Srimad Bhagavatam can solve our life's problems. So what happens? Okay, first let me give you a background. In the Vedic culture, what devotees would do, the practitioners of Bhakti Yoga, we are all practicing what is called as Bhakti Yoga. So in Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is founded on two principles. So if you want to understand what is spirituality, what is Bhakti Yoga, please remember, connect and contribute. That is Bhakti Yoga. Connect and contribute. Connect means staying on the platform of our real, authentic self. Unfortunately, many of us live in the space of an adopted self. That's not the real I. It's not the real self, it's the reactive self. We respond to situations. So there is something called as real self, the authentic self. Like for example, let's say your loved one is very far away. So what do you do when your loved family member is very far away? You call them, right? And you talk to them on the phone. That means you connect with them. And that's how your relationship is maintained. Similarly, do you connect with yours, just like you're in touch with your family members? Are you in touch with yourself? Are you doing what, or are you living in a space which is the real you? Is it the authentic self or is it the adopted self? Is it the real self or is this the reactive self? So Bhagavatam does two things. It helps us connect and it also helps us contribute. It helps us get shelter. It also helps us to offer service. Bhakti Yoga is founded on these two principles, connection and contribution. Adding, if you've seen, they'll gather and somebody will be speaking from some scripture and the audience will be, generally you see old people sitting and hearing some katha and the speaker speaks from an old book. So you may think it's some ritual going on, somebody is reading from Tulsi Ramayana, somebody is reading something. But actually it's a science. What happens is when we sit and study Srimad, this has 18,000 verses. So when the speaker speaks, the audience is listening, but there is a transcendental system in operation which helps in connection. Bhakti Yoga is founded on hearing and chanting the holy names and hearing, Shravanam and Kirtanam. So what actually happens when we hear is that our inner compass gets realigned. You may be already knowing this story, but just by rendering submissive oral reception with an open heart, when we hear, something changes, something shifts inside. I'll give an example. One of my relatives, cousins, was part of the National Security Guards, NSG Commandos. So he was telling me that they have a training program. So in the Indian Military Academy, they have a training program. So they have a 3-year course. They study all the famous battles in history. Battle of Waterloo, the American Civil War, Operation Barbarossa, Second World War, all those different famous battles, wars, they study. And their exams, there were 3-hour, 4-hour exams where they answer questions. And at the end of the 3 years, of course, they also have practicals, but they actually have an exam where they sit in the classroom and write about all the different wars. So they studied all the famous wars in history. Okay? And then the terrorists attacked the Taj Mahal Hotel. You remember? In 2008, there was a infamous attack. So these NSG commandos entered the hotel to save people. And there was a war, there was a battle. So when these soldiers entered the battlefield, do you think they opened the textbook and to see which battle should we apply now? Okay, let's copy paste this solution. Oh no, maybe this is the war that what we studied in the second year, what we studied. No. Based on whatever they have studied, on the spot, impromptu, at that particular point of time, their intuition, which is developed because of having studied these wars for so long, they devised a strategy on the spot situation, that particular challenge. And that will be part of the next textbook. That will be part of future studies. Similarly, we read Bhagavatam, first canto, second canto, 12 cantos, Ambarish Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. We keep hearing as a part of our daily sadhana or spiritual practice. So, when we keep doing that as a part of the culture, our wisdom body, in the Vedas, Upanishads, it's called Vijnanamaya Kosha. We all have a sheath of wisdom, intellect, the sense of knowing what is right, what is wrong, the inner compass. The Vijnanamaya Kosha develops as we keep hearing Bhagavatam every day, systematically. Every day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour. And then we don't even realize 15 special effects happening in the class. Okay, na? Okay. So what happens after 20 years of reading every day or systematically? You will not realize, but others around you will realize that you are a very evolved person. Because your ability to grasp things, your ability to develop a sense of clarity, cohesiveness, inner congruence, everything falls in place. And your ability to handle provocative situations, tough decision making, everything is centered on Bhagavatam. Because when slow book, type 1 and slow book, type 1 and type 2 intelligence. Type 1 is impulsive. Yes, I should do this. Immediately we think, we call it the gut, we call it the, I know what's the right thing to do. And the type 2 intelligence is deliberate, thoughtful, the right thing to do, the emotional and the rational. For many of us, the emotional being has overtaken the rational. Many times. Human beings are emotional beings. We call ourselves as rational. But rationality is only tip of the iceberg. Below is a huge amount of emotions. And even the rationality we have, we use it only to justify our emotions only. Ultimately, we are emotional beings. But when we study Bhagavatam every day, we read about how the world, what kind of world this is, what happens, what are the pastimes of the Lord. So the inner wisdom body gets aligned. And when you are in a provocative situation, you know what to do. Therefore, don't look for immediate copy-paste solutions from Bhagavatam. Don't say, I went for a Bhagavatam class today and I didn't get any solutions for my problem that I'm facing. Like let's say you are facing some serious problem in terms of your finances. And you go to the temple to hear a Bhagavatam class and you say, I don't get any solution. Well, you won't get. But if you have a culture of hearing, then you will know where to invest your money because the Lord will guide you. Is that clear? Given this is the introduction, this is the background, now we'll enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. And with the open heart, just allow the sound vibration to enter. And as this enters your heart, over a period of time, by this culture of hearing and study of Bhagavatam, you will find shelter. Remember, there is two aspects to Bhakti Yoga. What is the first? Connection. Second, contribution. Bhagavatam gives us connection. It is not different from Krishna. Krishne swadamo upagate jnana dharma bihi saha kalo nashta drishamesha puranarkho dhunodita. When Krishna left his world, along with him went jnana dharma, righteousness, and the sense of knowledge and discrimination left. Jnana dharma bihi saha. Kalo, Kali Yuga began, Nashta Drishamesha, clarity went away. There was darkness in terms of lack of knowledge. There was ignorance. Ignorance is compared to darkness in the Vedic parlance. Kalo Nashta Drishamesha. What happened when there was darkness? Srimad Bhagavatam arose like Arka, sun. Purana Arkho Dhunodita. The darkness was dissipated, ignorance was vanished because the sun of Srimad Bhagavatam arose. Therefore, we humbly request all the participants today, please make it a daily habit to read for a few minutes the translation, purport, spend some time in that space, that sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam. Allow the sound to purify your heart. So when we have a culture, like I'll give you an example. I was treating, because of anybody has faced sudden tragedies in life? Anybody here? We face, all of us. Srimad Bhagavatam acts as a friend when there are tragedies. Anybody faced sudden happiness in life? Bhagavatam acts as a sponge. It helps you to remain sober even during happiness. Because Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches, see, Bhagavad Gita is like a code book, law book. Bhagavad Gita contains sutras, or aphorisms. And Bhagavatam is a book of case studies. You know, like if you study law, in the law school they teach you different laws, 36, rule 36, clause A, like that. And then we have case studies, or, you know, like in India, law books will have law codes, and there will be a book of case studies. Okay, this law. Case study is Madras High Court versus Banerjee case, 1974. And then there will be a whole case, what happened, where this particular law was applied. Why don't you keep the door open? Is that a bad idea? Mosquitoes. Bugs will come, okay. Sorry. Where was I forgot. Law book and the case studies. So Bhagavad Gita is like a, Bhagavad Gita will say, Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhava. Lust is deadly, it is born of mode of passion. Third chapter. You say, okay, I need a case study. The Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 14th chapter, 9th canto, 18th chapter, 11th canto, 26th chapter will give you a case study exactly fitting this particular aphorism. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna tells Arjuna, one of the first instructions Krishna gives Arjuna is, tolerate not just distress, tolerate happiness also. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agamapayino nityastam titikshasva bharata. When I came new to ISKCON, I heard this verse. I was like, okay, I know we should tolerate distress, but why tolerate happiness? And then slowly I learned from the wisdom of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, oh, we should also tolerate happiness. So tragedies, happiness, all these things come in our lives and they go. But Srimad Bhagavatam keeps us grounded, sober, strong. Therefore we read Bhagavatam. Otherwise we get carried away. Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavambudirvatsa padam param padam padam yad vipadhamna tesham. So the Bhagavatam explains that this world is compared to an ocean. Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahat padam. Punya Yasho Murare. And we are like kind of drowning. Imagine you are stuck in an Atlantic Ocean, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Huge. And you are drowning. How much can you swim? Which direction will you swim? Once I was in Perth and we were at the beach. So I asked my host who had taken me there. I said, what are the I told him, take out your Google Maps. Just see what are if we swim straight from this point, where would we reach? What is the first land we will get? So he did all of that and he said, the nearest land is South Africa. Straight. And I said, how many kilometers? So he calculated, it came to something, I forgot, some 13,000 something kilometers. I was like, okay. Then I said, calculate the distance from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, Srinagar, India. So then we calculated and we did the distance. So if you go from Srinagar to Kanyakumari 3 times, that's the distance from where we were standing to the next land. Huge ocean. So you understand what kind of... So imagine you're in the middle of that ocean, in the water, swimming. Where will we go? How much can we swim? So the Bhagavatam very graphically describes our situation as drowning in the ocean. At that time, a beautiful boat comes along. Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murare. Krishna's lotus feet. Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, when we meditate on their lotus feet, that's like a boat. So what happens when you get that boat? Bhavambudir Vatsa Padam Param Padam. Bhavambudir, this huge ocean of material existence, comes under the lotus feet of Krishna. And it becomes as small as a puddle of water contained in the hoof print of a calf. If you see a calf is so small, and you see its hoof print, how much water can be accumulated there? Just this much. So the giant ocean becomes small. And basically, you were struggling in the ocean till now, but now you got Krishna's lotus feet, then you can easily cross over this ocean. In the sense, you will easily cross over the ocean of suffering. Otherwise, let's say we don't have Krishna, what will happen? Bhavam Vatsa Padam Param Padam. What does the last line say? Padam Padam Yad Vipadham Natesham. Every step, there is a danger. Somebody was eating lunch and a huge plane comes and falls on them. It's crazy. You're walking on the street, you get a heart attack. Just imagine in this hall, if we all decide to jump up and start dancing in Kirtan, all of us. And imagine there is some small ant here. And the ant makes a plan, a program, that I am going to travel to the watch, to the clock. That's his life plan. He has a vision, he has a mission, statement of action, all that. 5-year plan, 10-year plan. So he makes a plan for travel from here to that clock. And we're all doing what? Hare Krishna, we're dancing. What will happen by the time he reaches there? Or will he reach there? So we are like that ant in this giant cosmos. We're insignificant. But Bhagavatam teaches us we are insignificant. But the beauty of Bhagavatam is it makes you feel very special because you have Krishna. So when we have a relationship with Krishna, we experience this paradox. We feel utterly insignificant, but we also feel loved. In this world, insignificance is not a good word. Oh, you're insignificant. No, I want to be somebody significant, important. I want to be great. But we get frustrated. And you think if I become insignificant, I'll be nobody, I'll not be happy. No, this is the paradox of Bhagavatam. It helps you enjoy the nectar of insignificance. I am nobody in this cosmos, but I belong to Krishna. That is called connection. That is called shelter. That is called belonging. That is called the home state or the heart space. We belong to Krishna. So how does this journey begin? So we start meditating. See, there are 4 steps to feeling this shelter, feeling this connection. The connection is the last step because it's very abstract. You might say, Prabhuji, this is very vague. Feeling loved or connection. shelter, all this is very vague, abstract. That's what you also feel somewhere. But that will make sense only if the first three steps are in place. The first step is speech or sound. What we just now spoke, I spoke some shlokas, I spoke some words. This is sound. After sound is the second step, which is very important. That is thoughts. And after thoughts is focus or energy or emotions or concentration. That energy is the third step. And then the feelings come of connection. I'll come back to this point. Bhakti Yoga is connection and contribution. Today we are discussing which of the two? Connection. And connection is focused on 4 steps. First is sound. That's why in Hare Krishna movement we always listen. Bhagavatam class, sound. We connect to the sound. We chant Hare Krishna. That is speech. That is sound. But then we have to go to the next step. That is thoughts. We have to also invest thoughts. And then when thoughts and sound is in place, then third, energy or focus, concentration. And then the feelings or shelter, all of that will come. So in the 3rd canto, 25th chapter, Lord Kapila Dev tells his mother Devahuti, can you repeat this verse after me? It's simple Sanskrit. If you hear attentively, you will be able to catch. Madashraya kata mrishtha Shrinvanti katayanti cha Tapanti vividhastapa Naitan madgata chetasa. The Lord is saying, shelter, belonging, love means, madashraya means, kata mrishtha. Mrishtha means delight. It should be delighting. We said mishthan bandhar, Mishthan means delight, something that delights you. So what delights a Bhakti Yoga practitioner? Madashraya Katha, the Bhagavatam stories, the Bhagavatam pastimes. This is what is delighting. What do you mean by delighting? Shrinvanti Katayanti Cha. Hear and speak. If you do this, out of the 4, the first step you are connecting with. What is the first step? Sound. Okay. All of you here, from childhood you have heard something from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, maybe not Bhagavatam, but something. Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Chaitanya Charitamrita, great saints like Tukaram, Mirabai, Prabhupada. We have heard of great saints, we have heard of scriptures, all of you, some Puranas, stories, right? I'm asking you, is there anything which has delighted you, which has charmed your heart? If you, what we'll do now, we just do a 2-minute exercise, okay? All of you catch one partner. Maybe the person next to you is your partner. I'll give you 1-minute exercise. Okay, all of you have a partner? Fast, quick, don't think too much. All of you have a partner? Done? Okay, now listen carefully to the rule. Okay, now when I say start, I'll just give you 1 minute. When I play the kartal, please listen to it, okay? When I play the kartal, what you will do, both of you, all of you are in pairs, right? You will start talking to each other. I'll tell you what to talk, otherwise you'll keep talking anything. What is Trump doing? And no, very important to know what to talk. Madashraya kata mrishta shrinvanti katayan. You will hear and speak or share anything which has delighted you from the scriptures. So let's say you are my partner. Okay? Let us say you and I have become pair. We are paired up. So this is what I will tell you. So time has started. And we have 2 minutes. 1 minute I will speak, 1 minute you will speak. If I have a chance to speak, this is what I will tell you. You know what delights me? Like what shakes me or what amazes me is the way Shurpanka enters Panchavati and the way Ram and Lakshman start joking with her in Ramayana. Whenever I read it or hear it, I am amazed. How Ram never joked, never does frivolous talk, but that particular day he does frivolous talk, jokes with Sita, Shurpanka, and the whole discussion. And then Lakshman cuts off her nose, and then after some time, Ravana comes and kidnaps Sita. Their whole pastime ending with Jatayu being killed. From Shurpanka entering Panchavati to Jatayu being killed, that entire pastime delights my heart. This is what I've told you in 30 seconds. Did you understand what I said? So like that, I'm sure something must have charmed your heart, right? You have been hearing from childhood. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. So, share with your partner. You have exactly 1 minute. Both of you should share with each other what has attracted you in Krishna consciousness. Your time starts now. 30 seconds more. Just 30 seconds more. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. Please repeat this verse after me. Madashraya katam rishtha Shrinvanti katayanti cha Tapanti vividasthapa Naitan madgata chetasa. Just now you practiced the Shrinvanti katayanti cha. You just now practiced it. What the Bhagavatam is saying. You are hearing from your partner and you are also sharing. Which is first of the 4 steps. That is sound, speech. When you do this, what will happen? Tapanti vividas tapa. Tapa means heat. We are all facing heat in our lives. And it is tapanti, it is burning us. We are all getting burnt by the heat of material existence. Somebody is facing the heat at home. Somebody in office. Somebody at both home and office. Tapanti vividas tapa. So we are all facing the heat of material existence. Naitan means we will not face that heat when we do what we did just now. You did for 1 minute. If you every day do on your WhatsApp chat, we spend so much time on social media, wasting time. Instead of doing all gossip and mundane things, why not share what we read today or what we liked in Bhagavatam or Ramayana? Right? Just share that with your friends and see the difference it makes. You are practicing Shrinvanti katayanti cha tapanti vividasthapa naitam. You will not face the heat. You know this burning frog syndrome? What is burning frog syndrome? Who will explain? Yes, Prabhu.
The frog, when it is kept in boiling hot water, it tries to adjust its body temperature to a degree where it cannot be harmed by the water. But in that process, it utilizes all its energy. And when it becomes too hot, the frog tries to jump out of it, but it cannot. And because of that heat, it dies in that.
Yes. See, if there is boiling water in a cauldron and you put the frog inside, frog will jump out. But if you keep the frog in a normal temperature water and the frog is enjoying in that water, and slowly raise the temperature, the frog won't realize that the temperature is increasing. And a point of time, it will be really hot. And the frog says, oh, it's too hot. But by that time, it's too late. It will be burnt. It will be cooked. Tapanti vividastapa. We are all like that frog. We are comfortable in our boiling cauldron right now. And at a point of time in our life when we realize it's too much. Material life is too much. I'm suffering, but it's too late. But what happens when we do this Shranvanti, Katayanti cha? It's like the frog being educated and enlightened. We suddenly become a wise frog. I'm getting burnt and we'll jump out. If you study Bhagavatam sincerely, you will know I can jump out right now. Did you get it?
Yes.
But I know some devotees who tell me, Prabhuji, but I've been in bhakti movement for 20 years, but still I don't feel like jumping out of the cauldron. Then you have missed the second part of this 4-step process. That's what Krishna is saying. We'll chant this verse once more and then you'll understand what is that second missing link. It's a small adjustment we need to make. Trust me, today evening can be a life-changing moment for you. Just make this small adjustment in your life and see the dramatic change in your life. See the spiritual landscape of your life completely change. What is that small adjustment? Please repeat after me. Madashraya kata mrishtha Shrinvanti katayanti cha Tapanti vividastapa Naitan madgata chetasa. Very easy. First line you heard. Madashraya kata mrishta. Shelter of God or love of God begins with being delighted. Madashraya kata mrishta. Delighted in what? Shrinvanti katayanti cha. That's what you did just now in that interactive exercise. If you do that every day, what will happen? Tapanti vividastapa naitan. It will not affect you. But if you are saying, but it is still affecting me, then you have missed the most important point. Naitan madgata chetasa. Chetasa, Prabhupada translates as thoughts. We are chanting and sharing and hearing katha, but we have not invested our thoughts. It's only words. There is a difference between speech and thought. I'll repeat. Thought is also sound, speech is also sound, but thought is sound in subtle form. Like let's say you say, I want to go to temple. This is sound. Speech, but in manifest sound. But when you say it in the mind, I want to go to temple. You've not spoken it, but you've spoken that sound in the mind. That's thought. Have you experienced this sometimes? You get a thought. I want to go to temple. And then it comes out of your mouth and you tell your partner or your family members, I am going to temple. But before you said that, that sound that was created in the thought form, that is called Madhyama Vak. What comes out is called Vaikari. And in the Vedic scriptures, the sound in thought form is called Madhyama. So what is Krishna saying? If you want to be happy in life, if you want to be spiritually anchored, don't just do what you did just now. Hearing and sharing is great. That is the first step, speech. But also do that in the thought form. Then you will be saved from being that burning frog. You'll be the jumping frog. You'll jump out of that burning water. Chetasa, the thoughts have to change. So we say, I want to be happy. Prabhuji, I want to be happy. We say that. I want to be happy. I don't want any problems. You're speaking it. Can you speak that in thought form, like as an affirmation? I am happy. May not say it, but can you say that? See, affirmations are positive statements made in the present tense. Like for example, today morning when I woke up at 3:15, I suddenly realized I have 15 things to do today as part of my sadhana. And in a moment, I realized I'm getting overwhelmed. Obligation, duty, tick boxes. I paused. And what did I do? I took a deep breath and I told myself in thought form, all that needs, now I'm speaking out to you now loudly, but actually I'd spoken in Madhyama Vak. All that needs to be done by me is done. I'm at peace. Life is peaceful. Life is relaxed. I now release Rajo and Tamo. I now relax. I now receive Sattva. I kept saying this in thought form. All of us are thinking all the time, right? Your mind is constantly active. I'm just saying, choose your thoughts, change your feelings. Why don't we choose our thoughts? Why do always thoughts have to be imposed on us? Why don't you conscious, just like you choose your words? There are some people who think a lot and then speak. You seen them? They in a conversation, they speak less, but they speak. When they speak, everybody hears. My father was like that. He would speak less. And if he was very angry, my mother was predictable. If she was angry, she would just shout at me, beat me. But my dad was, son, I'm right now very angry with you. I would get really scared because he didn't express his anger, he explained his anger. So, when there are some people who think and then speak. But there are many people I know who speak and afterwards think. What did I say? You know such people also? I didn't mean it. So I'm saying they're anyway thinking. So I'm saying choose your thoughts. Choose. And when you choose your thoughts, so what is the first step? Speech. What will you do in terms of speech? What did you do just now? Call your friend and say, today this is what I read in the Bhagavatam, this is what I read in Ramayana. Share what you read. Shrunvanti, katayanti cha. But don't stop there. See, between the speech and feeling, saying, I love you, Krishna, I want to feel loved by God. And to actually feel loved, there is a bridge. And the bridge is thoughts and concentration, thoughts and energy. That is a bridge. So I'm teaching you, I'm just sharing with you how to practice that. So Bhagavatam is filled with thoughts. How to choose certain thoughts. Like Nala Kuber and Manigriv. They were trapped in the body of a tree. And Krishna delivered them. So when Krishna delivered them, they offered many prayers. So when you read in the Bhagavatam, there are many prayers of many devotees. So when we read Bhagavatam, we read those prayers and then we choose those prayers in our thought form. I'll give one example. So Nala Kuber and Manigriv are standing in front of Krishna and they're offering prayers. So I read that prayer. Then when I come in front of Krishna, I'm offering those prayers in my thought form. That's how I purify my thoughts. One of the prayers they say, Vani gunanu kathane shravanau kathayam hastau cha karma sumanas tava padayorna smrityam shirastava nivasa jagat praname drishti satam darshanestu bhavattanuna. They're explaining that Krishna, our desire is Vani gunanu kathane. We want to always glorify you. Shravanam kathayam, we want to hear about you. Hastau cha karmasu, we want to engage our hands in serving you. Hastau cha karmasu manas tava padayorna, and we want our mind to be focused on your lotus feet. Smrityam shiras tava nivasa jagat praname, we want to put our head and offer dandavat pranam to you. Drishti satam darshanestu bhavattanunam, and we want to keep looking at your devotees. We want to look out for your devotees. This is a prayer they are offering. And when you read this prayer, you offer this prayer in your thought form. Krishna, I want to meet devotees. I want to serve you. I want to remember you. I want to glorify you. This is what we offer in thought form. So when we offer this in thought form and also in speech form, we have completed 2 out of the 4 steps. And then comes the third step. So when our thoughts are in place, concentration happens. And how do we concentrate? Bhagavatam gives you hundreds of examples of how to concentrate. All of you have seen Krishna's image, Krishna's deity form. So the Bhagavatam says how to meditate. There are many references. I'll just give you one technique. Sa chintayet bhagavatis charanaravindam vajrankushadvaja sarorualanchanaadyam uttunga rakta vilasam nakachakravala jyotsna virahadamahad hridayandakaram. The Bhagavatam says, take your mind, close your eyes and Charanarvindam, the Lord's lotus feet. Radha Neel Madhav, Radha Kalachand. Sa Chintaye Bhagavatis Charanarvindam. So the Lord's lotus feet has 4 signs. Vajrankushadvaja Sarorua, thunderbolt sign, elephant goat sign, flag, and lotus flower. So meditate on Krishna's lotus feet and remember these symbols on his lotus feet. This is the way we concentrate. Just using yogis concentrate, sitting yogis photographs. This is what they are doing. That's what you can do. Vajrankushadvaja sarorualanchanaadyam. And then what? Uttunga raktha vilasam nakachakravala. The reddish soles of the Lord's. You've seen the reddish soles? Rakta vilasam. It's like reddish, like beautiful lotus flower. Nakachakravala. Then the nails of the Lord's toes and the finger, it's sparkling. It's like pearls. Nakachakravala. And that light. Jyotsna. That's the light. Jyotsna virahadaham hridayandakaram. There is darkness in the heart. That darkness will go away by the light coming from the Lord's lotus nails. So we meditate on that. So there are 3 out of the 4 steps we have done. What is the first? Sound. Then thoughts. Then focus. Then feelings of affection will come. Then you will automatically... Remember, our goal is connection and then contribute. We are discussing connection. And one of the ways of connecting is through hearing. And this is how we hear. Otherwise, if you don't do it this way, then we are simply doing ritual. When we do it like this, then bhakti is fun, fantastic. You will enjoy the process of bhakti. That's how the greatest yogis have practiced bhakti yoga. Bhishma was a fighter. He shot arrows at Krishna, but he loved Krishna. So when he is dying, he offers beautiful prayers. And I just want to chant a couple of prayers just to give an idea of how yogis meditate, so that you're also on a battlefield, right? You're all Arjunas. Everybody is fighting a battle in your own way. So just see what Bhishma is saying just before dying. These are the last few words he's speaking. Iti matir upakal pita vitrishna bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni swasukam upagate kvache vihartum prakritim upeyushiyad bhava pravaha. He's saying, iti matir upakalpita. Oh, he's dying. He's saying, let me invest my thoughts. See, this is ultimately we have to invest our thoughts. Matir upakalpita. Let me get detached from everything else and let me focus my thoughts on Krishna, who is the leader of all devotees. And he is swasukam, he is satisfied, but still he comes to this material world and accepts a form. And he comes and he is doing all these pastimes. So what I want to meditate, now look at Bhishma's flavor. He is saying, I want to remember this. Now this doesn't have to be your choice. You can choose something else. But I'm giving you a sample of what Bhishma is meditating and thinking. What is this? See, there are 2 things Bhishma is doing right now. His thoughts and his concentration. I'm sharing with you Bhishma's thoughts and Bhishma's energy. You can take inspiration from this and make your own choice. But look at Bhishma's taste or Bhishma's... This is a menu card. Bhagavatam presents you a menu card. You choose. And what does Bhishma choose? Tribhuvana kamanam tamala varnam Ravikara Gauravarambaram Dadane Vapuralaka Kula Vritananabjam Vijaya Sakhe Ratirastu Me Anavadya. He says, the most beautiful form in the whole creation is Krishna's. Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varnam. He has got a complexion of the Tamal tree. And he's wearing in the battlefield. Now he's remembering Krishna as driver of Arjuna's chariot. Ravikara Gaura. He's wearing yellowish, dazzling garments. It's like lightning. Varambaram Dadani. And then, as he is driving the chariot, he is decorated beautifully. Vapuralaka Kula Vritanana. He's got sandalwood pulp on his face. He's beautiful like a lotus flower. And he is Vijaya Sakhe. He is the chariot driver of his best friend Arjuna. Ratir astume anavadya. Let my mind be concentrate on this form of Krishna. And not only this, now it gets deeper. And he says, as Krishna is driving the chariot, what is happening to him? Yudituragarajo vidhumra vishwa kachalulita shamavari alankritasye mama nishita sharir vividyamana tvachi vilasat kavachestu Krishna atma. He's saying Krishna is driving the chariot. And his horses are, when the horses run, they raise dust. Yudituragarajo vidhumra, and he's waving his whip. And what is happening? When he's doing that, Kachalulita, his hair are getting scattered and they're covering his face. Kachalulita, and then he moves his face. Shamavari alankritase. There are perspiration drops which are falling from Krishna's hair on his cheeks. And they are like pearls. Look at Bhishma's concentration. He's dying, he's on a bed of arrows, and he's remembering Krishna's beautiful lotus face, which is smeared with dust. Generally, in this world, when you go out and you're in dust, dirt, you want to come home and wash your face and clean it up. Gee, dirt is bad. We want our face to be clean. But look at Krishna, the dirt on his face is adding to his beauty. Shamavari, and on top of that, the perspiration drops. And then the beauty is this. Mama Nishita Sharir. I was shooting arrows at Krishna. Mama Nishita Sharir, Vibidyamana Tvachi. And those arrows hit Krishna's skin, body. And blood was oozing out. I want to remember that form. That is his special fighting rasa with Krishna. And his armor was getting shaken. So our Vaishnava acharyas give purport. Don't think Bhishma and Arjuna and Krishna are enemies. That is their love. So Prabhupada says that lover and beloved in their loving affairs, the lover bites the beloved, and it may appear to be biting or it may appear to be violence, but it is actually love bite. So Prabhupada says Bhishma shooting arrow at Krishna is a love bite. And he says, Kavachestu Krishna Atma. I want to remember this form of Krishna. See, there are so many variety in Bhakti Yoga. You don't have to sit like this and meditate on formlessness, on some Om. You can meditate on Krishna's pastimes. Bhishma is meditating on the dirt that is covering Krishna's face. Dirt. It's amazing. Even Lord Ram, this beauty is described. Aganita guna gana bhushita Rama avanita naya kamita Rama Rakha Chandra samanana Rama Pitra vakya shrita kanana Rama 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 Jaya Raja Ram Rama Rama Jaya Sita Ram. So from childhood we've been hearing this. What does this verse say? Aganita guna gana bhushita Rama. Lord Rama is decorated with unlimited qualities. And Avanita Naya Kamita Rama. And many young girls would look at Lord Ram and desire him as their husband. And this is the line I wanted to bring your attention to. Rakha Chandra Samana Naram. When he's fighting, the dust is decorating his face. So you can meditate even on the dust decorating Lord Ram's face. Pitravakya Shrita Kanan. And to honor his father's words, he went to the forest. That Ram I want to meditate upon. See, these were all thoughts. How you can choose your thoughts about Krishna. And while choosing the thoughts, you invest your energy and concentrate on some aspects of the Lord. Even in the Gopi Geet, the gopis are meditating on Krishna coming back from the forest. Dina parikshaye nila kunthale vanaruhananam vibrudapratam ghanarajasvalam darshayan muhu manasina smaran virayachasi. The gopis are saying that Krishna is coming back from the forest of Vrindavan. Dina parikshaye nila kunthale. His hair has become bluish. Vanaruhananam vibrudapratam. They are flowing and they are covering his face. And then what is happening? Ghanarajasvalam. When we look at his face, it is filled with the dust. Darshayan muhur. We keep looking at that face. Manasina smaran. When we look at that face, our heart is pierced with the arrows of Cupid. Manasina smaran. Virayachasi. You are our hero, Krishna. But these are the different ways we can meditate upon Krishna. The Bhagavatam is giving us unlimited methods. So what I have offered you today, he is focusing, we want to connect with Krishna in Bhakti Yoga. To connect with Krishna, there is speech, which you just practiced today. Then there are thoughts, and then there is concentration on these forms. And if we do that, when Krishna is about to take birth, the Devatas reveal what will happen to you and me. In the 10th canto, 2nd chapter, just before Krishna is about to appear, the Devatas give their verdict. If you do this, what will happen? Tvayambujaksha kila satvadamni samadina veshita chetaseke tvatpadapotena mahatkritena kuruvanti govatsapadam bhavabdhim. Krishna is akila satvadamni. Unlimited way Krishna can give you opportunities to meditate. Krishna is unlimited variety. And what you have to do? Samadhina veshita chetaseke. Focus on Krishna's form. But first, before that, thoughts. Before that, sound. Sound, thoughts, and concentration. And then what will happen? Tvatpadapotena mahatkritena. Your lotus feet will become that boat which will help us cross over this ocean. Kuruvanti govatsapadam bhavad. Again that word has come, govatsa. The calf's hoof print. See, generally when you think of Krishna's feet, you see those tiny feet, Radha Nilmadhav, Radha Giridhari, Radha Kalachan. We think, oh, feet is so small, ocean is so big, right? So we think, how can this feet be the boat? Bhagavatam says, no, this feet is not small. This feet is so big that this ocean becomes small. See, this story of Akbar, Birbal or Gopal Ban's story. One man came to the kingdom and told the king, I want to see who is intelligent in your kingdom. So he drew a line on the board. And he said, who can make this line shorter without erasing it or without cutting it? So what did Gopal Ban do? He drew a bigger line. Right? So your problems will remain as it is in life. But Krishna's lotus feet is a big line. And that you grab, that meditation we do, then Chu Mantar Gayab. That's how, see, the next verse explains this. I'll end with this last verse and then maybe we can have some discussions if we have time. So they are saying, okay, now please don't misunderstand. This is not some vague idea. Swayam samuttirya sudustaram duman Bhavarnavam bhimamadabrā saurada Bhavat padamborvanavamatrate Nidhaya maya sadanugraho bhavan. The Devatas are saying that this boat, what is the boat here compared to? What is being compared to a boat? Krishna's feet, Krishna's lotus feet. Swayam samuttirya sudustaram tuman. This boat will help us cross over the ocean of suffering. And this ocean, generally ocean is filled with water. But they are saying this is a special kind of ocean. This is not a water wala ocean. This is a different ocean. Bhavar namam bhima madabra saurada. This is an ocean of darkness. So if you are stuck in an ocean of darkness, what do you need there? You need sun. Dhuman. Dhuman means sun. Swayam samuttirya sudustaram dhuman. Krishna, your lotus feet becomes the sun that removes all the darkness. And the best part is, great devotees in the past meditated on your lotus feet. Bhavat padambo ruvanava matrate. And they crossed over this ocean. But the most amazing thing is, they took this boat, they crossed over the ocean, and generally when you take a boat and you cross the ocean, the boat goes with you. But what they have done, they took the boat, they crossed the ocean, and then we see Nidhaya Mayam Sadanugraho Bhavan. The boat is here only. The boat is in this world. So they took the boat from this world to go to Krishna, but when they went there, the boat remained here. That means what they practiced to connect with Krishna 5,000 years ago, that practice is available for us, for you, for me, which is remembering Krishna's lotus feet. But remembering comes after thoughts. Thoughts come after speech. When these three are in place, feelings of love will automatically manifest. So this is the sun Srila Prabhupada wanted us to take shelter of. This is the Puranartho Dunodita. Today I was talking to one family and they said that for many years they were reading Bhagavatam. I got goosebumps just hearing that their family was connected to Bhagavatam for so many years. They don't even know what they have done. When they will be faced with the most difficult time of their life, in inexplicable ways, Bhagavatam will come to their rescue. This is the promise of Sri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gave a graphic example. To explain this. This is Bombay lecture, December 1974. He says, he's living in Bombay, 1974. Indians are very, very, very impressed by Americans at that time. Europeans and Americans. So he's telling them, I went to America, and all the Indians, Gujarati, they're all hearing him. And he's saying, they have a lot of wealth. So now my experience of, when before coming to US, I used to think that devotees in US are very happy compared to devotees in India. But after coming here, I realized they are more miserable. And I also realized one more thing. When they came from India with all their suitcases packed, they carried one more extra suitcase, which opened here, and that suitcase was filled with suffering. The suitcase of suffering also they brought from India. What Prabhupada is saying in that lecture, and they have a lot of stadiums, they have artificial light, they play in night time, there is light everywhere, light. But he's talking about one disease, seasonal affective disorder, SAD. In many European countries, because of no sun, 45% of Europeans suffer from this disease. Even a large percentage of places wherever there is no sun, for whatever period of time, people go through this SAD disease, sad disease. They become sad because of sad. Seasonal affective disorder because of no sun. So Prabhupada says there are light everywhere, but no sun. That's why they are sad. So you may have a lot of light, but can that replace sun? There is something only the sun can give. But then Prabhupada says, similarly, Western countries, they have a lot of wealth, they have everything, but they don't have Krishna. You may have everything. It's like having light. But Krishna is like the sun. So therefore, please take to Bhagavatam. Study every day for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, or hear class. I hear Srila Prabhupada's class on Bhagavatam. I just feel shelter. So this is how Bhagavatam is telling us. So to conclude what we discussed today, that there is connection. Bhakti Yoga is based on 2 principles. What are the 2 principles? Connection and contribution. Shelter and service. But we are not able to connect because our authentic self is relegated to the background and our adopted self is in the front. Our real self is gone aside and our reactive self is active. So how to revive, how to awaken the real self, how to connect to our real self through Bhakti Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga connection is based on hearing as the first step, and hearing, after hearing the sound vibration, what do we also do? We invest our energy on thoughts, and then thoughts we take it to the next level of concentration, and that will generate feelings of shelter and connection. So please practice. So whenever you are chanting, for example, Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna you are saying from the mouth. In the thoughts you can say, Krishna, I love you. Krishna, please help me. So these are thoughts. Unless we invest these thoughts, the sound won't work. When I was new in Bhakti Yoga, I used to be attracted only with the sound. So when somebody would do kirtan, then melody would attract me. Kitna acha ga raha hai. Somebody would sing sweet voice. But as I'm getting older, I realized that melody is not important. That tune is not important. My thoughts are important. If you go to Vrindavan, you will see some old man, old woman, some doing bhajan in some temple. They are singing completely off track. No tal, no beat, they are shouting, singing. But if you are present, if you connect your energy, your thoughts, you will enter that space of Krishna. I remember when I was very new, the singer was singing one melody in the Hare Krishna in our temple. I forget that melody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I forgot what is the original Bollywood song. There was some song, I remember that singer was singing, and I'm also like, but I was not singing, I was not interested in the Hare Krishna melody. है दिल मुझे बता दे तू इस पे आ गया है वो कौन है and the singer is singing Hare Krishna. So this is called Vaikari sound. Madhyama is thoughts. My thoughts were in Bollywood. But as we start practicing Bhakti Yoga, we just not only at the Vaikari sound level, we have to go at the Madhyama level, the thought level. And then we have to concentrate. So then what happens? Then love is actually a wave in the consciousness. Shelter is a wave. But to touch that feeling, we have to first touch the thoughts. Is that okay? Like mother, when you hear the word mother is sound. One who doesn't know English, mother. Just sound. But somebody who knows little bit English, he will think, oh, mother means ma. Okay. He's connecting at the thought level. But somebody whose mother tongue is English and who is remembering his mother intensely, so when he hears the word mother, there is automatically feelings of love, affection that generates in the heart. That is at a wave form. It's like a wave in the consciousness. So when we hear any sound, when we hear Hare Krishna, we are all at the Vaikari level, the sound level. We just hear the sound. Somebody sang beautifully, melodious. No, we go deeper into the thought, Madhyama level. And then go deeper. The practice, concentration is that bridge. When we concentrate, then we can come to the level of experiencing that shelter. Is that okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any comments or questions? If you have time, do we have time? Yes.
So, when you talked about Krishna, I understand all the other relations like Vatsalya and Madhurya and everything, but there's a sample. I think Bhishma has.
Bhishma is Shival Ras. There are 5 primary rasas and 7 secondary rasas. So 5 primary is Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. The 7 secondary include chivalry, comedy, horror. So there are 4 more. Chivalry, comedy, horror, compassion, like that. So very different. So one of them is chivalry, fighting.
So that doesn't come in this 5 category?
It is this one of the 12. 5 plus 7. 5 is primary. It's not part of the primary, it is secondary.
But Shantarasa is more like a neutral.
Neutral. Shantarasa is a foundation. It is there in all rasas. Shantarasa means basically respect. Respect, Shantarasa is always there. Shanta means, like, for example, Krishna's flute is in Shantarasa. It's not actively, dancing, jumping with Krishna, playing with Krishna, having a relationship with Krishna. But there is love. It is Chinmay. It is fully conscious in the spiritual realm. So it is giving pleasure to Krishna, but in Shantaras. Krishna's clothes are in Shantaras. They are Chinmay, they are spiritual, but they are not having a dynamic reciprocation. Is that okay? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the very inspiring class. You touched upon this very subtly, but I just wanted to hear from you. Sometimes people directly get into emotions without going to the stage of, as you said, speech, thoughts, and concentration, and then the feelings of. So, if you could please speak, because we have seen some people just get into emotional things and then trying to say that I spoke to Krishna, or Krishna was sitting next to me. I've heard some people say that. If you could please elaborate or share your thoughts.
We have to be careful because it can be sentimental. Sentimental is dangerous because there was a very famous, 1964, there was a very famous serial killer in Bombay. He used to kill people on the Dadar railway station bridge with a big axe. He used to go around killing people. And he was finally arrested. His name was Raman Raghav. When he was arrested, he was produced before the court. He said, Krishna told me to kill you. So Krishna can tell you anything. So therefore, our principle we follow is Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. What we say, Krishna spoke to me, Krishna did this. It has to be confirmed by three parts. Guru, Sadhu means the previous gurus, and Shastra means scriptures. If it is not sanctioned in these 3 areas, then it is sentimental. So emotions are important. So that some people go to other extreme. No, then I will not have any emotions. I will only study. Then for them, spirituality is a head religion. See, spiritual life means there has to be 3 things. Please remember. Before sleeping, I know many devotees do that. I used to do that for a long time. Just pick 3 boxes. Date on the left column, then 3 boxes. Head, heart, and hands. If you are taking care of these 3, then your bhakti yoga is going good. Head means, are you studying scriptures? Like today we discussed scriptures. So today in the night, if your box, you could tick, head box, tick. 1 hour I heard one Bhagavatam class. Head box means study, intelligence, discrimination. This is sword. Jnana asina. Krishna says this is a sword. Heart means, did I cultivate emotions for the Lord? Did I express gratitude? Did I love devotees? Did I appreciate someone? Did I nourish my heart today? This is very important. Dil hai ki manta nahi. Unless this is nourished, unless the heart is nourished, bhakti yoga is not practiced. So emotions are important. Without emotions for Krishna, then head, unfortunately, is only head religion, you will feel dry. Then you will not feel happy in bhakti. Heart also has to be ticked. And these 2, the 3rd is very important. Hands. Hands means seva. Okay, somebody was in distress. I helped that person. Or urgently they needed something for the temple. I drove and brought it. So seva bhi tick ho gaya. Head, heart and hands. All 3 are taken care. So in Bhagavad Gita, head is compared to Jnana Yoga, hand is compared to Karma Yoga, heart is compared to Bhakti Yoga. First 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita has how many chapters? 18. First 6 focus on Karma Yoga, last 6 focus on Jnana Yoga, and 7 to 12 focus on Bhakti Yoga. All 3 are important. So we take care of our heart by investing emotions. But without head and hands, then that heart is not functioning, mind takes over. Then it becomes sentimental. Therefore, we have to be careful. But please, don't underestimate the importance of emotions. Emotions are important because you're emotional beings. So one way you can do this is you can practice gratitude every day. Gratitude means writing a thank you to someone or for something. So when you practice gratitude, like in Hare Krishna, how many of you are very new in Hare Krishna movement? How many of you are very new? Oops, sorry. Anybody? You are new, very new? So in ISKCON, thank you for raising your hand. So in ISKCON, we chant Hare Krishna on the beats like this. I don't know if you've seen devotees chant. So when we chant like this, so this is Vaikari, Hare Krishna, Krishna, we are chanting. That is Vaikari, that is sound. But as we are chanting, we also, in the mind, we keep saying, Krishna, please engage me in your service. Please let me serve devotees. So, Hare Krishna, we are saying the thoughts also. So as we are doing that, so what I do when I'm chanting sometimes, it can get boring because it's repetitive, mechanical. So then I invest emotions. What do? You can try this. Think of someone who has helped you at some point of time in your life selflessly. All of us have received some selfless love from someone at least once, right? Remember that person with gratitude and thank Krishna for having sent that person in your life at that particular point of time. So when you do that, you will see your heart expand. Gratitude is a very powerful emotion. So emotions are healthy if it is gratitude, if it is appreciation. If it is all about myself only, I'm not feeling happy, I want to feel. Bhakti is not about feeling good. Bhakti is about loving Krishna. Whether I feel happy or not, Krishna should be happy. That is bhakti. But that is late, that will take time. But at least we can begin with gratitude. So when we begin with gratitude, that emotion will nourish our heart. So like that, we have three things: head, heart, and hands. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Anybody else? Yes.
You have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Amazing section. Back when we were growing up, we had this
Satsang.
and we listened all of the Ramayana kind of thing. So I try to inculcate the same thing in my own life. Like Namasmrana goes all day, every morning, but since we all have so many young children here, like give us a tip how to begin that culture with kids. Emotional.
Yeah, so basically she's saying how to instill our children to go in that direction of belief and is that okay?
Yeah.
I say yeah. How to do that with the younger generation, how to entice them to get out of this.
I've myself never been a parent, so I don't have practical. I know people who can guide you. Like in Seattle, we have a very thriving community where children are fully into it. So if you want, I can connect you to I know many parents there, many children there who are into Ramayana, Bhagavatam, and they're 16, 14 years. They've been doing it from childhood. So, you have to talk to those parents. I'll personally connect you to all of them if you want, and they can guide you. But as an observer, see, I've not been a parent, but I've observed a lot of things. I can share one principle. For children, if you ensure you give few things, one, unconditional love, good education. When I mean good education, I mean even secular education, not just Krishna consciousness. Unconditional love, good education, happy experiences like playing with them, going out, all that. And fourth, a sense of responsibility, doing something for the community, for something larger than themselves. If these four things are given to the children, I feel even if they don't listen to you in terms of practicing bhakti, reading Ramayana, don't worry. These four things will ensure that they become good human beings. At the end of the day, what do you want? You want your child to be a namesake, religious person or a good human being. So you'll have a good human being when you give these four things to the children. And don't worry if the child doesn't listen to you. You'll be more worried because the child is observing you. Children may not listen to the parents, but they're very good in observing the parents. I didn't listen to my mom. My mom would be spending whole day in the puja room. My grandfather was a priest in the temple. My dad was also doing puja every day. And I never listened to them. But somewhere I observed them. I didn't even know I was observing them. And at the right age, I joined the temple. And like and my whole family, extended family, hey, why did you do this? I also didn't know they're responsible for it. But so somewhere, I think children don't listen to the parent, but they observe the parents. And I've seen my father gave me these 4. That's why I feel I have not yet gone mad. I'm sane because my father would play tennis with me, happy experiences. Every Sunday would take me for an ice cream. So I remember that. So even now when I go to that place in Mumbai, suddenly I start feeling happy. And then I smile, oh, this is the place you would come every Sunday. So happy experiences. Good education. When I was 11, 12, I read all of Mark Twain's books, Enid Blyton, like what we have now, J.K. Rowling and all of that. Like during those days, whatever books we had, R.K. Narayan and Mark Twain and Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle, everything. Good education, unconditional love, happy experiences, and responsibility. We had 2 servants at home, but we used to wash our own clothes. My father said, community, do things on your own. So sense of responsibility, ownership. So I think these 4 things are very important for children. And then they also pick up Ramayana, Mahabharata. Slowly, they'll do that. And also very important, I've seen, we want children to show interest in what interests us. But we should also show interest in what they're interested in. Like one of my friends is telling me that he hates football. But he says, my son loves football. So I'm like learning about football so that I can play with him. I can listen to all his football exploits. So he says, my goal is my child should know that I'm interested in what he likes. Otherwise, tomorrow in school, his friends will show interest in football and he'll think they are my well-wishers. And tomorrow, one of those friends will give him drugs, he will accept it. Because he'll say, oh, he shows interest in what is interesting to me. But if I show complete interest in what interests to him, then he will trust me. So it's very important that we show interest in things that our children are attracted to, whether it could be learning about railway engines, about aerospace, about automobiles. As a father, as a parent, you have to take responsibility for that also. So I think all of these things cumulatively add, and in the process, I'll also connect you to families who have trained their children in Bhagavatam stories. We have Anand Leela Mataji. I know. I'm sure there are other Matajis, Prabhujis also. Adawala Prabhuji here. They used to give Bhagavatam to their child when they read many. I know many parents who did homeschooling. So you can learn from them. We have a big community in ISKCON. So we'll connect you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Very grateful to you for hosting this program. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone for coming.
And please read Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavatam, and make your life auspicious. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Last Kirtan.
Last Kirtan.